Hey everybody, it's time for the month that was for October. What did we read? Well, I was a little lazy last month. I only managed to knock out 4 books, but I don't have any complaints. They were pretty darn good books. I finished or started up the month with Photograph by Brian Freeman. Love that book. That one was 5 stars. Then I read The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. That one also gave 5 stars. Great one for spooky season as well. Then I picked up The Society of Unknowable Objects by Gareth Brown. That one was a 4 star. Still loved it. And I've been wanting to read Gareth for a while now, so finally got that one on my list. Appreciate that. I believe that was an advanced listening copy, although I don't think I finished it before the book came out, so go figure. And then I finished up with Changes, which was book 12 in the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. And the thing that really did it for me on that one is book 12 really kind of ties the whole overarching arc. I can't speak this morning. The whole overarching story, brought it all together. You see who's been, moving the pieces around on the board, and who's been, messing with Dresden for like the first 11 books. So that one was also 5 star. Normally I don't give a 5 star in the middle of a series, but I couldn't help myself. A lot of information that was finally wrapped up in that one. So yeah, only 4 books, but they were all really, really good. Can't complain about that. And then what did we do on the channel? Well, first of all, I started to get off my lazy butt and do catch up on some of my book reviews. I had been doing pretty well on Goodreads, but I hadn't been making any videos, so I did that. I don't know what happened. YouTube, I didn't pay for any ads. YouTube picked up one of my videos and ran with it. The review I did for Kill Creatures by Rory Power got like 44,000 views out of nowhere. Yeah. Hey, the downside is it was also probably my shortest book review ever, so didn't add a whole lot of watch time. But hopefully some people got to see me, and hopefully they'll be following along. But yeah, that was crazy. I don't get views that high very often, or at all. I think the closest I've got was the Martha Wells interview. And even that was over the course of years, not over the course of a month, because I dropped that at the beginning of the month. It's already got 44,000 views. But anyhow, life was crazy. I did have an interview with Brian Freeman. We talked about Photograph. I already told you that. That was a 5 star. I had an interview with Kelly Armstrong. Again, Haunting of Payne's Hollow. Yes, most of the books I read this month were for interviews, but no complaints. So I had both of those. Who else was there? I was brain dumping for a reason. There was nobody else. I only had the 2 author interviews this month. That's why I couldn't find anything else. Isn't that weird to say I only had 2 author interviews? Anyhow, off topic. Everything else was pretty much normal. We didn't have any super special reviews. We did have a book interview. We did have a booktuber chat with Books, Beverages, and Besties. Yeah, I think I said that right. Sherilyn and Tabitha stopped by, talked for like over 2 hours. That was ridiculous. Shout out to everybody who jumped into chat. That's probably what kept that going for so long. And yeah, I also started doing some more comic reviews. I picked up a few comics that I'd liked, so did that. All in all, that was probably it for the month. We didn't have, like I said, that was a one-off with the Rory Power book and getting that many views. I did to do a book review of The Way of a Dan, which got me over 100 views, which is probably closer to normal on here. I think part of that was helped by the fact that Philip Chase noticed it and re-mentioned it as well. So got a few views on that one. And actually, we'll be off topic again. This is supposed to be the monthly wrap up, but Philip will be on in January. So we're going to talk about it, Dan. And that is it. I never really do a state of the channel type stuff. So just real quick, I'll mention where we're at. It looks like for the last 12 months, which is all they really care about. You need 1,000 subscribers. I've got 9,225. That's not an issue. You need 3 video uploads. Dude, seriously. Yeah, anyhow. The 3 video uploads is in the last 90 days. I do like 3 a week. That's not a problem. And you need you need at least 3,000. You need 4,000 for full public watch hours in the last 365 days. I had bumped up to over 900 hours at one point. Now I'm back down to 800, and I think that's probably because a lot of the original Jim Butcher views, I think I did that last November. I could be wrong. Actually, no. Last November was Craig Davidson. So you know it probably is. It's probably a lot of the Adrian Tchaikovsky views because I'd had him in September. So those have started to fall off now that we're into November now. But so yeah, a lot of the Tchaikovsky views have started to fall off, and so I've lost some of those watch hours. But hey, that's all good. If I don't get monetized, I don't get monetized. Life goes on. Speaking of monetized, I don't thank them enough. Shout out to my patrons. Appreciate you guys. If I always tell people if you want to help out the channel, well, yes, you can be a patron. But the most important thing is to watch another video. If I get those watch hours in, then I'll be making money off of YouTube, which is going to be putting advertisements on the channel whether they're paying me or not. So they might as well pay me. Okay. Yeah, I think that let me do my book haul because I didn't really pick up a whole lot. Local independent bookstore, Bookworm Omaha, they did have a Penguin Random House night where the Penguin Random House salespeople come out and sales representatives. I can't remember what their exact title is. But they come out and they talk about some of the books that have just dropped or are dropping in the next quarter. And I never go away there empty-handed. I actually picked up, it was kind of weird because I usually stick with fantasy, sci-fi, horror. I actually picked up a nonfiction book. I just blanked on his name. I can picture him. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your name. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. He mentioned a book that he really loved called Ruthless River, Love and Survival by Raft and the Amazon's Relentless Madre de Dios by Holly Fitzgerald, which, as I recall, is a story of a couple that were going down the Amazon. I think it was kind of a honeymoon adventure of a lifetime thing, even though they'd been married for a couple years. And the raft becomes ravaged. They're going through dangerous waters. Survived, surrounded by deadly animals and fish. Insects swarming them by day, predators at night, running out of food, no communication. And it's just the story of how they survive. So pick that up. I never seem to walk out of the bookworm without a book. So that's my own fault. I went in. Did I get some ebooks? Yes. Did I get some advanced listening copies and a couple of audiobooks as well? Yes. But I don't know. It just feels weird showing you books that I don't physically have. That's a me thing. TV hasn't been anything too exciting. We finished up Diplomat Season 3, knocked that out. I swear every season feels shorter. And we're not really watching anything else until they've all dropped. We're going to be watching Tulsa King and Landman as soon as those have dropped so we can... Because we're not paying for all of the streaming services at the same time. So we're going to pick and choose, and we just haven't picked up the proper ones yet to watch those 2 shows. That is pretty much it for the month, for next month. Next month is already November, but for November, we already had the interview with Kate Elliott. That was a live stream back on Sunday. Hope you guys watched it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. We covered The Nameless Land. She had both books in that series come out this year, so you didn't have to wait too long between stories. Which Roads and Nameless Land. Pick those up if you haven't already picked them up. Great series. And then I've got Richard Paul Evans coming out next week. That is also going to be a live stream. I believe it's on the 11th. Don't quote me, check the calendar. And then lastly, I think, if I don't squeeze somebody else in, lastly is going to be, it's not going to be live, but I am interviewing Neil Schusterman, and I believe that should drop on the 25th, which I think is the same day his book comes out. Normally I do it the night before, but we're actually doing the interview the night before. It's just not a live stream. So 3, which is closer to normal. 3 author interviews this month. Hope you can be there for the live streams. Hope you check out the Neil Schusterman one. And I think I'm going to wrap it up because I feel like my voice is starting to go. So, questions, queries, conundrums, drop them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you later.